Hello, everyone. Coming up, Disneyland has shared the 2020 dates for the Lunar New Year Festival as well as the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. And then we're going to talk a lot about the holidays. You might even say we're going to give you a holiday preview. Yeah, we have that coming up, plus extra excitement from the Bob Varley studio and points around California. This is the Disneyland edition of the Diz Unplugged. This is episode 788 of the Diz Unplugged Disneyland edition for the week of November 6th, 2019. The Diz Unplugged is brought to you by DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com, experts at helping you plan the perfect vacation. Visit them on the web at www.DreamsUnlimitedTravel.com. And also by Disboards.com. Join over 1 million Disney fans discussing their Disney vacation, the latest news, rumors, and so much more. Visit Disboards.com and join the discussion today. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of the Diz Unplugged Disneyland Edition. I am your host, Craig Williams, and today I am joined alongside by my co-host, who is actually behind the controls today, Mr. Rhino.
Thank you for having me behind here.
You're my Mr. Big.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, thank you. And then joining us from California, of course, we've got the Tom Bell, and we've also the Tom Bell, and we've also got the Morgan Lamone.
Hey, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, guys. Welcome to this week's episode. We have a nice, fun one for you. I have to start off by apologizing for not having an official episode last week. It was kind of a surprise to all of us who are based out of Orlando, Florida. So if you don't really pay attention to the comings and goings of us, we do all of our shows, for the most part, recorded directly out of the Bob Varley studio, which is also code word for 2 reconverted bedrooms in Pete Werner's house. And because of that, when there are issues going on with his house, it's a lot more difficult to fix. In this case, last week, he had the air conditioning go out in the back portion of his house where the studio is. So because of that, we could not come in and actually record any of our shows that we have, including this one. So we had to take a week off. I wish I would have been able to let people know. I'm sure there was a way I could have let people know, and I might have.
The internet.
Yeah, but so I apologize we didn't have a show, but if you did, if you were still watching our YouTube feed in your iTunes or Spotify, wherever you get your audio shows from, you would have noticed that we had a dining review go up from Trader Sam's / Tangaroa Terrace, and then we also got in the Halloween spirit a little bit with a video that Rhino put together about Haunted Mansion Holiday.
So spoopy video.
Even though I will fight it till the end of my living days that The Nightmare Before Christmas is, in fact, solely a Christmas movie that should not be enjoyed until November 1st.
Well, I think, like all Christmas movies, you can watch it any time of the year.
You can.
But it's a Christmas movie with a Halloween aesthetic.
Yes. That is the perfect description. Wunderbar.
I'm on Rhino's team about it being Halloween, too. Team Halloween over here.
Oh, no. Don't get... You must have misheard him. He said it is a Christmas movie with a Halloween aesthetic. So it is still, in fact, a Christmas movie. It's just spooky.
It's like Gremlins.
Exactly.
That's a Christmas movie.
Gremlins is 100% a Christmas movie, but it can be enjoyed during the Halloween season because of the terror involved. Yeah. So, and Krampus as well, too. So I think we've beaten this point into the ground. And so I apologize for that, but we still had plenty of content going out for you last week. This week, we'll talk about it a little bit at the end of the show because our featured dining review that's going to go up this week on youtube.com/DizUnplugged right alongside this video is the infamous the infamous Craftsman Bar and Grill video that we talked about a while back. So it's finally going to come out. So we'll tease it a little bit for you on this show and let you know some of our thoughts on it now. Because as I think we talked about a few weeks back, when we recorded the intro and outro, we did it right after we were finished eating our meal. And so we were in a bit of a funk.
I'm in a bad mood.
You are a bad new bear.
Bad news bear. Just not the one news story.
You're a bad new bear.
You're that bad new bear I heard about, huh? What you doing here?
Yeah, something like that. So we'll chat about that a little bit at the end. But just so you know, that is our featured review for this week. And Nancy wasn't out in the parks doing any crazy videos, so nothing to report on the Nancy front this time around. But we'll have her
Hurricane Nancy.
Keeping that coming later. Hurricane Nancy. But it's good stuff. So I need to have her jump back into the bandwagon on that. Maybe pull Mary Jo in it a little bit, or Luella. Get those ladies at it in the parks. But that is all I have for you right now at the top of the show. Does anyone else have any housekeeping?
Yes, the Frozen trailer that is playing at the Hyperion that we talked about 2 weeks ago, we found out that it is the clip that they played at D23, which is the Into the Unknown full song. So if you want a sneak peek of that, definitely go check it out. I think I want to wait till see the whole movie together. What do you guys think? Because you guys seen the clip at D23.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I don't even remember it.
Oh, wow.
I remember that we saw clips, but the only thing I can remember is, like, was it Sterling K. Brown?
Yes.
His characters is scene that they showed the clip of? Like, the Into the Unknown is the one the parents sing, right?
No, Into the Unknown. I don't want to, I guess, we'll just, if it's showing at Disneyland, people are being able to see it. So I'll just give a small bit of spoiler. Just cut ahead 30 seconds right now. Essentially, Into the Unknown is from what we took away from it.
Is
during
this when they were playing the game in the living room?
That's how it started. Okay. Yeah, it basically, to me, as we were sitting in the room, Into the Unknown is the let it go of this new movie. It's that empowerment song, but it's because there's all these questions still about Elsa's background that haven't been answered yet, and they're sort of calling to her in the same way that, you know, the ocean interacts with Moana. There's this sounds that are calling to Elsa, and so they had this setup that we saw during the expo where the entire gang sitting around playing fun games is a family, but then she's being called into the unknown as she sings about going into the unknown.
Oh, that's the title.
Yeah. So I was a little bit harsher towards that song when we saw it, just because initially I was like, okay, this is trying to replicate Let It Go.
But then you heard the Panic at the Disco version?
I still haven't listened to that yet. But I know.
It's so good. The Panic at the Disco version is amazing.
I need to give that a chance. I do like Panic. I just haven't listened to it yet. I'm starting to get into that Frozen fever because, as we've talked about many times, I actually really enjoy the first movie. I loved it when it came out. I still enjoy it, and I just got my tickets for Frozen 2 for the Sunday that after it comes out. I'm not going opening night. I'll actually be on a Disney cruise, so I'll have a chance to see it premiere at sea, which I've never had that experience before. So, but I probably won't. I'll probably end up, down a well somewhere. I don't know.
Well, then you won't make your movie tickets when you get back to land. Also, what seas have wells?
I don't know.
Are you going to find a well in the middle of the ocean and fall into it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, right. I'm going to write a little kid's book about that, maybe.
Very good. But yeah, thanks for the update on Into the Unknown, Morgan. And Frozen 2 as a whole. So.
Oh, man, if you had said not fall into a well, if you had said you'd be in the unknown. You could have pulled it full circle, man.
Lots of missed opportunities in this one. Lots of missed opportunities. But that's okay. For every opportunity we lose, we regain on another one. So
to answer your question, Morgan, no, don't watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we didn't do that. Yeah, no, go in fresh. It was. I enjoyed that we saw it, but that's the risk that we take anytime with going to these conventions.
The clip's cute, but I think it just see it in the movie. You don't need to see it separate. You already know you're going to see the movie, then don't go see it. You know?
They do try to pull clips though that don't, because like I think back to when we saw the first clip of Moana. It was when it was baby Moana interacting with the ocean, and like that completely sold that movie. Between the visuals and the music, it's like, okay, this is a must see. But every now and then, sometimes it does kind of spoil the experience. Kind of like when we the first stuff for Infinity War, seeing Thor, and with the Guardians.
Oh yeah.
So that ruined that moment. Then once the movie,
well, it ruined it for Ragnarok for us too, because we're like, what happens here?
Exactly. So yeah, avoid that. But any other housekeeping around? Anyone? No? Okay.
Did we want to mention that fuel rods are still swappable at Disneyland? I mean, our last 2 days, on Sunday they were.
They still were here as well, so they were still free. Yeah.
No, that's important. I guess since the last time we've done a show, that's all kind of come and spurred up, and the discussion went out there. And for anyone who was living under a rock, of course, we're talking about the fact that fuel rods, which many people bought into going to the Disney parks, in airports even before that, is that you get this little portable charger that you pay $30 for the first one, or if you got it at some airports, it was only $20. If you used a coupon, it might have been even less. None of that really matters, but a nice way for you to, if you need that extra juice that you can charge up, yes. It sometimes took 2 or 3 different fuel rods just to charge your phone, actually, to the peak percentage, to that 100%. But still a nice way to make sure that you don't have to necessarily carry around a big brick or anything. I know some people still live by the bricks. Other people just enjoy swapping fuel rods and stuff. There was the whole fear that it was going to be after November 1st that they were going to then start charging $3 like so many other places out there have, but then a lot of backlash over it. And
well, you got to think to yourself, I mean, it makes sense that they would have to charge eventually, because at some point they're going to have passed out too many to people that they're just swapping them out and not making any money off of charging these things for people. But they should have started immediately, first of all, and it shouldn't be like $3. It should be like $1 or something like that.
Yeah, I think had it only been $1, I don't think anybody would have cared. Backlash still would have happened. And
yeah. Oh, yeah, no, I mean, yeah.
It's just people wouldn't have used it. It would have been like Movie Pass after it.
Some people had it.
They had the issues. Yeah, but like, everyone loved taking advantage of Movie Pass when it was an awesome deal. And then once it started becoming a lot harder to get tickets, charging, extra stuff like that, then some people stuck with it where others faltered. And obviously we saw where that went. So
to AMC A-list.
Yep. And I think you know what? I'm happy for that Fuel Rod decided to reverse its decision. I think it's still inevitable. I know, like here in Walt Disney World, they pulled one of the Fuel Rod machines out of Hollywood Studios after all this. Don't know if it's actually going to come back. It's just such an interesting business model, though, that someone out there is charging all these fuel rods.
Just one person plugging them in a wall at a time.
And then they manually go and they put them in. And that's how it all works.
Yeah, it's weird to me that it was never this, like, sort of like why isn't the stanchion a magnetic charger in itself, charging the rods that then they would just literally be a self-contained unit. But I don't know. What do I know? Science? I don't know.
Wild stuff. Wacky and wild stuff. Yeah.
Wild.
So, okay.
This is what people tune in for, this riveting magnetic charge.
I agree. But we also have to get to some news, so people also tune in for that. Some of this news is going to be a little bit on the older side since we missed a week, and also because we're trying to, fill in some dead space here and there, but it's still going to be fun. So why don't we kick it off? And we're going to start off in the news with Disney California Adventure sharing the 2020 dates for the Lunar New Year celebration, as well as their Food and Wine Festival. So Tom, go ahead and take it away. Talk about that.
All right, so we are heading into the first of several festivals, the festival season at California Adventure. And so just right after festival holidays and the holiday season comes Lunar New Year. This is going to start January 17th through and continue through February 9th. And so this is a celebration of multiple Asian cultures. They usually have, 3 or 4 food booths, Morgan? Also Asian food at Paradise Gardens. They do Mulan's celebration. They do like a parade thing. The characters in their in Asian costumes. It's really well done. They do crafts for the kids. I enjoy it.
When does the new parade start? Is that like the 17th as well? I think
Which
it's
new parade. The
Disneyland parade.
Oh, I thought that was spring. No.
Oh,
Yeah, I think it's spring too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought it was January. I'm sorry.
January is when Rise of the Resistance opens.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know.
Yeah. And then a few weeks after that, Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival returns, and I think it's around the same length again this year. It's going to be February 28th through April 21st, and there are usually a dozen different food booths, mostly around the parade route from Carthay Circle to Paradise Gardens, and then also sometimes there's a food booth in Hollywoodland. For both of these festivals, we don't know much about them yet, just the dates. But I think they wanted to make sure everybody gets them on the calendar so they can start planning their trips now.
I do want to come. I want to come for Lunar New Year this year. I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah, it's looking more and more unlikely that we're not going to be able to come out for the holidays for this year, which is okay because I don't know if Morgan's been filled in on it yet, but I know luckily that starts in just a couple days from the release to this, and our very own Tom Bell is going to be on the ground running around, and hopefully Morgan will also be there too.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Friday. Oh, definitely. Oh, I'll
Good,
be
yeah.
there. Already counted in.
Good. Invite all your friends. But so I don't know. But yeah, with that being said, if I couldn't be there for the holidays, one of the things I would love to see is Lunar New Year, because that's actually a time of the year we really haven't.
Yeah.
We haven't traveled. A lot of times I found myself in Disneyland like the last couple weeks of February going into March.
Yeah,
but
March, April.
Never in this early January time frame. So we've had at least 2 experiences with the California Adventure Food and Wine Festival, which of course we highly recommend. It is
so
just
good.
a awesome event, and I love the entire atmosphere of that park during Food and Wine. It doesn't I feel like it doesn't have the same party atmosphere necessarily that Epcot does with it, but it's just a nice balance. It really adds in that extra food. The only thing I don't care for, which I know other events have used it now, I don't like the stage that is set up in front of the area where World of Color is, and in the happenings on that. It's like, oh, we're going to put a jazz band out on here that 6 people are going to watch and clap along to, and that's about it. But yeah, Lunar New Year, it's just so different from anything that we have on our coast that I would love to see it out there. Just I would take. No, go ahead.
Sorry. Do we know what animal for this new year is? Because I believe last year was the pigs, and they had the 3 little pigs come out in
that's right.
little Chinese outfits.
Cute.
I am looking that up right now. 2020. Ooh, well, if for Muppet fans out there, it's promising. It would be the year of the rat.
Oh, Mickey.
So maybe Rizzo the rat.
Or Remy, that would be a good one.
Oh, yeah,
Remy.
it's going to definitely be Remy. Even though the confusing part of it is we're going to have this French rat dressed up in Asian culture. There's definitely lots of possibilities, but I would love to see Rizzo. Like, it would be such an out of left
Rizzo
field
in
choice.
his Mickey outfit from the Muppet.
And then everyone will be like, oh yeah, that show that we used to have in this park and no longer have. So that's Good thoughts on that. Yeah, I will be interested to see who they chose to help. I mean, they're kind of screwed by 2021 because that's the year of the ox. So I don't know where you go with that.
Babe.
I guess
Not Babe the pig, the big blue ox.
Yeah. Okay.
Ferdinand the Bull, I think, is the picture they use, and because during Lunar New Year they have like all of the animals represented on a sign. I think it's Ferdinand the Bull they use for the year of the ox.
That makes sense. So they've already covered their bases.
Not that they have a costume character for that, but
they can find a way. It could be an awesome puppet. You know how much they're loving their puppet works right now. Get a nice ox puppet. Or bull puppet in this sense, but very cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward. Hopefully, we'll be out to one of these events, if not both of them. So I'm very excited.
Wait, can you repeat the dates for Food and Wine?
February 28th through April 21st.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if the new parade magic happens during that time, hopefully we will be able to catch it. But so maybe both.
Maybe both.
I don't know.
Maybe both.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. But thank you for reading that story, Tom. Mm-hmm. Now, Rhino is going to talk a little Star Tours talk, and I think you all know what we're talking about with that.
Star Tours.
I just said talk 6 times.
Star Tours. Okay, so Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker is going to be hitting theaters December 20th, 2019, and what we've learned over the past few years is whenever that happens, we get an update to Star Tours. The adventure continues, so there's going to be some new destinations that are inspired by the latest episode of the Star Wars.
The adventures continue.
I said the adventures continue.
No, you didn't. You said adventure continues.
The adventures continue at Disney. So adding new destinations that are inspired by the latest episode of the Star Wars saga at Disneyland Resort, Walt Disney World, Disneyland Paris, and Tokyo Disney Resort. Okay, so it says in this article, the movie trailers for Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker shared glimpses of the ocean moon Kef Bir, and the Star Speeders will be heading there soon as well. Oh man, I thought for sure, because this is the ocean moon has the crest of the destroyed Death Star from Return of the Jedi in it, and we all know from the trailers that the Emperor will be making an appearance, and so I thought this was the forest moon of Endor, judging by how much foliage there was on the planet. And now I am reading this, and I am bummed out because I thought for a second I was going to be able to see Ewoks in this movie, and that seems to be getting less and less likely now. So now I'm really bummed out, but excited for this new journey. Are you looking it up, the place?
I am. So, I mean, obviously there's not a lot of information about it right now. According to the Wikipedia, of course, the Star Wars wiki, it says that Kef Bir was an ocean moon that was the homeworld of Janna, a human female freedom fighter who, by the time of the First Order Resistance War, led a tribe of brave and noble warriors.
Is this spoilers?
Not really.
Is Janna in Rise of Skywalker? Because there's that new character.
Yes.
Two new characters.
Janna is the new character, the one that's played by Naomi Ackie.
Yes.
They announced her back at Star Wars Celebration.
Right, okay.
Was when they did theirs. And then, of course, they say that it's Kef Bir is where the remains of the Death Star 2 fell to after its destruction. So, and that's basically all we know about Kef Bir is right there. So, no real spoilers on it.
Yeah, except for now we're not going to see Ewoks.
I'm okay without seeing Ewoks.
You just ruined Christmas.
You never know if you're not. You might see Ewoks somewhere else, but
waterbound Ewoks.
Who knows there? I'm very excited for the new scene to be added in. I think every time they have updated Star Tours for the new movies, I think it is plussed it. My favorite combination. I'm not a huge fan of this iteration of Star Tours. I am definitely a purist in the original. It's with Captain Rex. Everything about that one was perfect. So my favorite combination of the new version is when you start out on
Jakku.
Jakku. Thank you. Slipped out there. So if you got Jakku first, and then you go to BB-8, then after you get BB-8 coming in to do the transport, then I'm not going to do that. And then you end on the crate scene. So that was what was showing permanently after Last Jedi came out for a while.
That is still what's currently showing. As of when I went the other week, it was Jakku, crate, and then we land.
It's random though. Again, you just got lucky with that one.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty positive.
Yeah, it is random. I went a couple months ago, and I was like, oh, I forgot that they had other scenes because it's been so long.
Yeah,
okay. Oh, wow. How random.
When we went on it back in Disneyland, the last time I did it there was March. I've done it more recently at Hollywood Studios.
Okay, this was like a week ago.
That's a lot of times at Hollywood Studios, I get that combination. I don't know if it's just I'm lucky, but when I wrote it in Disneyland, one of the times this past year, I got the worst combination is essentially if you ever end in Coruscant. That is the worst possible ending you can possibly get for it. But I love starting on Jakku, and then BB-8 rolls in and beeps at you, and then you end on crate because, of course, crate was semi-inspired partially by Star Tours, where you fly through the comets. That's where they got the inspiration for the salt mines down below.
Was it really?
Yes, Ryan Johnson confirmed that.
Oh, so I didn't know that. That's cool.
Crate, the salt mines below crate are the crystallized forms of it are a nod back to Star Tours on there. Cool. So to me, that's a perfect combination. I'm interested to see where Kef Bir is going to.
Do you think that character that you mentioned will be the? You know how we always get the cameo?
Yeah, because the first one it was
Finn, and then it was Poe.
Yeah,
and so now I'm wondering if it'll be her.
Yeah, it could be. And then didn't Donald Gleason pop in too?
He's like he warns the ship or something. I think, right? Yeah.
So, but I love that ending with crate. I think it's such a perfect ending. I'm assuming that Kef Bir is going to be an ending sequence on there. So I would be sad if it knocked it out, and it will probably knock it out. But you also can't have the ending to that entire trilogy,
be go in a row
in front of anything else. So it would be awesome if they could find a way to compile it, making an extra long ride where they go and hit all three destinations from all three movies.
You do hit three destinations.
You only do. You technically, you start off, you either get Stormtroopers or Darth Vader.
Or Kylo Ren. That's who was trying to yank my ship the other day, was Kylo Ren.
Really?
Yeah.
Or that aggressive robot that attaches to the screen of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it with Kylo Ren.
Oh, yeah. When I did it last week when my mom was here, it was because I don't think that she'd ever done it, and her friend has never seen Star Wars, so she was like, "Who's that guy with that weird sword?"
Oh, I apologize. I've never been lucky enough to see that one, so maybe I did.
Well, it makes sense because it's Kylo Ren, and then we went into Jakku, and then we went to Crate, so I was like, okay, this was all consistent. Every message, everything we got was from everything from this new trilogy, because then the message we got where you can get like Yoda or somebody, it was Maz Kanata. Is that her name?
Yeah, Maz.
And then so I was like, we got all the new trilogy stuff. So, but yeah. So you start off there, then then we went to Jakku because we were racing around with the Millennium Falcon, and then we went to Crate, and then we land in I guess I see what you're saying. You'd have to be landing on that new water planet.
Yeah. I cannot believe that I have never seen Kylo Ren in there. So that's wild.
Well, now you got something to look forward to when you go rewrite it. Maybe they'll lock it in so it's all new trilogy stuff for you.
That would be really awesome. So I'm excited for it. And I have my tickets for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker on the 19th of December.
So everybody is in that ride, I guess, except for Rey. Because if Adam Driver is there for Kylo Ren and all the others, like Poe, Finn, Domhnall, I don't remember what his character's name is, the space Nazi. Mm-hmm. They're all in there except for Rey. Why isn't Rey in it? I think it's her turn.
It could be Rey's turn. So it also could be Rose.
Yeah, I'd like to see Rose too.
There's plenty of characters that they could add in. So very exciting. Thank you, Rhino, for helping helping
Stretch out a news story like nobody's business. That's what I'm here for.
No, that wasn't even it's something that was technically old news that would have been on last week's show if we would have had it.
Old news where you learn something new.
But I'm super excited about it. I think, with screen-based technology, it's easy to say that it's a lazy cop-out, but in the sense of like Star Tours, they really could have just stayed with those regular scenes that they created once they made the Adventures Continue, but instead they have actually taken the effort to update it, and that's the benefit of screen-based rides.
And I think it makes it stay a little fresher than the Millennium Falcon will be.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
If only they would do something with Toy Story Midway Mania.
Yeah, well, that's
that was
difficult.
the whole thing they were supposed to.
It's there's no industry out there to like help design games, and it's a dying industry. No one plays games anymore, so no one designs them, and that's why it has to stay the way it is. But one day maybe. So once Toy Story 16 comes out,
Yes.
it's gonna happen. Going to happen. But thank you, Rhino. We're going to move on to our final news story here. Kind of. It's a 1 and 2. 1-2 punch here. And we're into the holiday portion of this show. So
Regular punching Judy.
I'm not going to punch anyone named Judy. I'm not going to do that. But very exciting. We're now on to that holiday talk. And Disney California Adventures actually adding new entertainment for the Festival of Holidays.
Ooh.
So DCA released information about all the entertainment that's coming to Festival of the Holidays, which does begin this upcoming weekend. Very exciting, including a brand new show starring none other than Mickey Mouse.
Shut your mouth.
Right on Tom's shirt. I swear it's on there. Lift it up again, Tom.
Lift your top up.
It's
For those listening, Tom's top is off.
Perfect for the
beads.
audio audience. So, of course, if you haven't been to the Festival of the Holidays before, you wouldn't know that it includes live entertainment, crafts, Disney characters, and diverse foods. And if you have been, then you know all that, so you don't need me to tell you more about it.
I went for the first time last year.
Yeah, I have been to the holidays a handful of times at Disneyland. I haven't really experienced... I feel like the Festival of Holidays just came into itself in the past couple years, so I haven't been able to experience it fully in that way yet. I'm looking forward to doing it sometime, but I've had my fair share of World of Color during the wintertime season and such, so they're just benefiting and making it bigger and better. So let's talk about the new thing this year, and that's Mickey's Happy Holidays. Very excited. Come cheer. The party's here.
Oh,
Tom's shaking his head already, so...
My name for this is Mickey and Friends Drumtastic Holiday Cavalcade.
And that's a good name, but it's a little too long there. I think Mickey's Happy Holidays is much cleaner. So what is it? It's a new character celebration featuring Disney and Pixar characters, plus the holiday toy drummers. Look for Mickey and his pals twice daily as they dance to a mix of high-energy music at either the Paradise Gardens Park Obelisk or in Carthay Circle. So Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Goofy, Chip and Dale, Clarabelle, and even the Country Bears will also be wearing their holiday best all around.
The Country Bears and holiday stuff? That sounds exciting.
Scarves. Let's be real. Scarves. But continuing on, at the Palisades stage in the World of Color View area, there will also be some new entertainment with the Holiday Sunset Concerts. Look for the rock cover band The Suffragettes on Sunday through Tuesday evenings and the Little Big Band Fat Cat Swinger on Wednesday through Saturday evenings. So when I was talking about the big stage that goes up in front of World of Color that just kind of ruins everything,
Yep.
that would be it. It utilized well for the Lion King show, but that's more than just a band playing there. So kind of a bummer with that, but I'd be interested in hearing the Fat Cat Swinger group. So I like a good big band jazzy style of music, especially if it's holiday music.
Played during Food and Wine last year, if I remember correctly. They played in the parks before.
I was probably bitter and begrudgingly walking through saying, why are they playing music here? It doesn't, They shouldn't be playing. It's too loud.
Get off my lawn.
So also throughout the Paradise Gardens area, you'll find some returning favorites like the Indian and Bollywood dances of Blue 13 Dance Company, the klezmer fun of Mostly Kosher. I'm probably just offended many of our audience members with my pronunciation on that. And the a cappella holiday music of The Sound and award-winning mariachi divas. I almost
sound like
mariachas.
Sound like my grandma pronouncing these words.
Tried to just lump mariachi and divas together into one to save a little bit of time. Of all of these, you know, I have watched videos on all of them. I love Mostly Kosher. That to me was the biggest loss on our coast at Epcot when we got them. And not the exact same band. They had their two different units. They had the one in California, and then they had one come out here. And then our Mostly Kosher got replaced last year with just one holiday storyteller. And Mostly Kosher is so good. Like I'm shocked how surprisingly entertaining they are, because you would be like, how do you take like old folk songs kind of based around Hanukkah and Judaism and make it fun and interacting and engaging, and they found a way.
Yeah.
Come light the menorah.
Wow. That's very narrow-minded of you, Rhino.
Oh, Hanukkah, oh, Hanukkah.
Okay, we're going to move on. In addition,
menorah.
Viva Navidad returns featuring the Three Caballeros. Santa visits the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail. The Holiday Toy Drummers continue their antics, and World of Color Season of Light takes over Paradise Bay. And all of this continues. It starts this weekend on the 8th and continues through January 6th, 2020. So all very exciting stuff. A little bit of new, even though Tom's shaking his head at Mickey's Happy Holidays. Very excited about the return of World of Color Season of Light.
Seasons of...
Have you guys seen Viva Navidad before?
I think I watched it when I was there. Can you explain to me what it is?
So it's a lot of dancing. It's basically a street party, and trying to think, like Mickey and Minnie come out.
Caribbean holidays versus Latin holidays, basically,
Yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did see this last year.
It's excellent.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, if I make a point to go all the way back there at Paradise Garden to go see it, because it's just so fun. And I would recommend getting there early, just like anything in that area, because it fills up quickly. But yeah, so good.
I think
I
think we watched it a couple times, actually, because I think Eli really enjoyed it.
I've seen it over multiple years, a handful of times. It's really, really excellent. So I love California Adventure during Christmas time, and we'll fill in all the details on that there. But it's
one of the things that's not on the schedule this year is Princess Elena's grand entrance cavalcade thing that she did. So that one's gone.
Her show's been canceled.
Yeah.
Yes.
Disney Plus.
Is it
You can
really?
you can watch the Cavalcade on Disney Plus coming November 12th.
I mean, not a huge loss on that. I mean, I guess for the Disney Junior crowd, it's a little bit of a loss, but I don't think the average park goer is going to say, this ruined my trip, that she did not come back to do a cavalcade of sorts.
But now we have Mickey's Happy Holidays, so you know.
Yeah. More Mickey Mouse, always better. And I was watching through some of our holiday videos from last year. One of the most beautiful things I think there was, I didn't even realize it. I don't think it was done any of the times I actually was there at that time. But back in near Grizzly Peak, outside of like the Redwood
The
Challenge Trail, the snow.
Yeah.
Like that was
cool.
so perfect with the holiday music, and it was like just pouring down snow.
It's even
was
better
really
now that smokers aren't over there. Not to be rude,
And
I'm just
also
saying.
there is the mason jar lights in the trees in that area too that have the little pixie lights in them.
Yeah.
I was all about that when I watched the video of that. I'm like, as beautiful as it shows on video, I can only imagine how much better it was being there in person, having it just rain down on you like that.
I was trying to think of words to a song, sorry.
That's fine. Well, you've kind of tried to throw in a bunch
I still
of
have the
songs in
Hanukkah
here.
song stuck in my head now.
Yeah, you've thrown in Seasons of Love.
One
a
for
bunch
each
of,
night.
You
family share
don't have to
we
keep
like.
doing that. In fact, I'm actually begging you to stop doing that. let's just not sing right now. Let's save that for the other shows.
What's
that
even
we
the
do.
point? What's even the point?
I don't know, bro. I don't know. But we will, that will take us straight into our one last news story that also goes along with the holidays before we do our full recap. And this one is not good for all of you out there who don't have a sense of smell, and you're out there. This will be one lost upon you. But that is that Disneyland has added new scents, or will be adding new scents to It's a Small World holiday this year. So 23rd year of doing it. It seems like it just started yesterday.
Yeah.
23 years of doing Small World Holiday?
Yeah.
My goodness, yeah.
And to celebrate it, 3 new scents.
3 new scents?
3 new scents for the 23rd year. Why not? So those new scents, what are we looking at here? Well,
Cedar? No, I don't know.
No. In the Asian section of the attraction, there will be a cherry blossom fragrance.
Ooh.
So apparently, Bath and Body Works sold off all of their Japanese cherry blossom scents to Disney to fill in for the attraction. I'm done. I'm just saying. Every time you go in there, it's like doesn't matter what time of the year it is. It's like try our brand new Japanese cherry blossom. It's like it's here year round. It's no longer exciting. I need my seasonal scents at Bath
Give me
and
the
Body
winter
Works.
spice.
Give me all of the specialty ones.
Give me crisp snowfall.
Yeah. Well, in South America, there's going to be a classic cinnamon flavor scent. I'm not sure what is different from your standard cinnamon scent. Like, I didn't know there was a classic versus standard cinnamon.
Well,
but
obviously you know nothing about cinnamon then.
I don't want to call myself an aficionado on cinnamon, but
You've seen my collection of cinnamon sticks.
I do stack my pantry with not only ground cinnamon but also fresh cinnamon in the stick form, so that way, every now and then you can grind it up yourself. And when
I did need to use your cinnamon sticks, so I know I can attest to his collection of cinnamon sticks.
cinnamon sticks, and then
I will be changing that article after the show. Okay.
Thank you, Tom. And then as you go through the South Seas, you will smell tropical coconuts as compared to just regular coconuts. These are of the tropical variety.
I'm done. I'm out.
Extra sunscreen.
So the extra sunscreen smell that is running around copper toned.
Whenever I smell coconut, that's what I think of as
yeah.
sunscreen because,
But I love that smell. It's something about it like takes me back to childhood where your parents were just plastering sunscreen on you.
He's furious.
Got so angry about it.
I think they should just keep smells like this in that ride all the time. It would be just been I love that. I don't know. I like when rides smell better than the people that are on them.
I mean, for sure, the cherry blossom and the coconut smell would work year round. The other two smells that have been there in years past, It's a Small World, fresh pine and peppermint candy.
Oh,
I don't know if those would
candy.
necessarily work year round. That
I guess.
feels like a very holiday oriented smell, but it's very. I love smells. I'm right there with you, Rhino.
You love
Bring
smell.
me the smells.
Bring me the smells.
As long as they're not lighting candles, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, pump that artificial odor into my lungs.
Yeah.
It's better than the candle.
I would rather have that.
A mist.
I'm just a little bitter about it. I was reading through the iTunes comments, and one person left a comment. I believe it was on this show, even though we never talk about candles on it, just like once in a blue moon. Someone left a comment saying, like, I don't like how that the host went on a big diatribe against candles.
Well, he's going to hate our new podcast.
Yeah.
Candles in the Wind.
Boom. Nailed it. So that is, of course, It's a Small World holiday. Officially begins on November 8th, along with Christmas at the Disneyland Resort. So why don't we jump in here and just talk about some of the highlights of Christmas time at the Disneyland Resort. Next week, Tom and Morgan will be definitely sharing their thoughts on the holiday season there. But let's talk about some of the things that you can experience while you are there. We'll go with Disneyland Park starting off, because why wouldn't we start there? And a Christmas Fantasy Parade that will be returning, correct?
Yes, my favorite. I love that parade.
Why is it your favorite, Tom?
Well, the earworm for one thing. That song just gets in my head, and it's just so much fun. And it's Christmas is all about traditions, and that one's. I mean, it's not that old, but it's for me, it's a tradition.
Yeah, and I love seeing Santa at the end of the parade. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I think that you guys screw up with the parade is that you put the toy soldiers towards the beginning of the parade, and everyone wants the toy soldiers. So you gotta put them at the end of the parade. You gotta build that anticipation. Otherwise, what's the point of staying through to see Santa? There's none.
Because Santa might talk to you.
Santa has talked to me before.
Yeah.
Crept into my soul there. So it's an awesome parade. Definitely a highlight of if you're going to Disneyland during that time frame and you want to watch the parade. I think
you want to see Scott Calvin at the end of the parade.
You want to see Tim Allen dressed up as Scott Calvin. It is just an absolute must-do. Another must-do, in my opinion, some might not agree with it, but is the Believe in Holiday Magic fireworks.
Yeah, I like them. It's not a must-do like the parade is, but they're fun. And then the snow on Main Street. I mean, you can't mess with that. That's
as soon as the snow starts falling at the end of the show, to me, I think what I love most about this fireworks show is actually the music. It's the parade.
It's like Wishes, right?
No. This is different. So where I like the Christmas parade. It's what you would expect from a Disney parade with, like you said, that
right.
It hooks you in on that loop. To me, the fireworks music is just like, it hits that. It hits home for the holidays. Mm-hmm. If you feel like you're displaced during the holidays and you don't have a home, you can always go to Disneyland and watch the fireworks and hear that music, and it takes you back in. And Rhino's looking at me like I'm crazy, but the thing is, he goes home for like 4 weeks every year for Christmas.
It's like 9 days. Everyone calm down.
Yeah, he doesn't count weekends in it, so it's 9 days.
One time of the year I go home.
Yeah, except you just went home like 3 weeks ago.
That was for an emergency.
So for people who don't get to travel home all the time, like I live through seeing fireworks at Disney parks to get me in that Christmas spirit, whether it is if I'm lucky enough to be in Disneyland or here in Walt Disney World. So I think they're important. I think they're a must watch. We already talked about It's a Small World holiday. Really, really goes all out, pulling you in the holiday spirit. And if you've wanted to hear Jingle Bells, sorry, not the singular version of that song, but the plural version of that song. If you wanted to hear it sung in many languages, where else are you going to get it besides It's a Small World holiday?
You can't.
Okay. One of the things I also love about It's a Small World holiday actually isn't even just what's on the inside. It's on the outside.
Much how you feel about people.
Exactly. Yeah. It's what's on the inside doesn't matter. Your spirit, your inner.
He's a Sprite drinker.
Life. It doesn't. I'm all about beauty on the outside, not on the inside. And I love the holiday lights that they put up on It's a Small World, and
it's really
and the
cool.
little projection show with it. It is just, it's pure magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something I wish that they carried through to Disney World somehow. It's one of those like little, like, it's a no fuss sort of a thing. Like, it's just kind of like, yeah, we do this cool thing. And it just seems like it's not hyped as much as I feel like it deserves to be sometimes.
I definitely think we should have a holiday overlay to our It's a Small World, but it would not help for the projections on the outside because they shove our It's a Small World into a building where it doesn't belong. It's just shoved away in the corner. It's unnecessary. But we've talked about it a lot throughout the Halloween season, and you know it also matters at Christmas too. Matters even more, as I've already said once on this show, but Haunted Mansion Holiday. Mm-hmm. Something you definitely have to see. That it's just, I mean, it's literally.
Smells like gingerbread in there, speaking of smelling things.
As much as Nightmare Before Christmas is a Christmas movie, I still stand firmly on my solid ground here that Haunted Mansion Holiday is flat out a Christmas attraction. There is no Halloween sense to it really, except for the transition to Halloween to Christmas, but it is straight Christmas all the way through. And I think it's just absolutely remarkable, and I love it.
I agree.
Okay. And we also talked about it a few weeks back, but Candlelight Processional, if you're lucky enough to be there on the 7th or 8th, you might have a chance of seeing it.
But do they just invite you?
Are you a Club 33 member?
No.
No, you're not invited then. Are you a celebrity?
You don't know. I mean, I guess you would know if I was, so no.
Come on, you got to give me something. They will invite you if you're important. Are you important?
No.
Well, maybe next
Merry Christmas, you're a loser. Get out.
There you go. Tom, where can you find Santa if you want to meet Santa?
Critter Country. So Pooh steps aside and Santa takes over the area back in Critter Country.
Gotcha. And then that's basically the gist of everything that happens at Disneyland, correct? The only thing we didn't really talk about is candy canes, but we've talked about that a lot too. Still have
and
to.
There's one of those throwaway dance parties in Tomorrowland Terrace again this year. So
always super respectful.
Yeah.
So always good. No,
Sorry.
That is excellent.
It's for the children. Sorry. It's for the children.
It's for the children.
Morgan and I like dance parties. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was there on Halloween and I got to dance with the evil queen, or not the evil queen. She didn't really dance, but the
She
Queen
glared.
of Hearts.
Oh, okay.
It was a really good time. I enjoy it, and I feel like there's going to be a Christmas themed version now, and that'll be fun to see who comes out.
Very exciting. Yes. So we're going to move on to DCA and talk. We already talked a lot about the festival of the holidays, so we don't have to go over a lot there. But one of the highlights for me that I was able to enjoy many times now since I've been going there, and since they've been doing it longer than Halloween. But that, of course, is Christmas in Cars Land.
Yeah,
it is. I don't know where I stand. If Christmas or Halloween is better,
I think they're
Cars Land.
equally as good.
Yeah.
It definitely Christmas.
I think the Christmas overlay doesn't get as hyped as the Halloween one, but so I didn't expect it to be as thorough as the Halloween one was.
Well, when Christmas first started there, they didn't do the song overlays to Mater's and Luigi's.
Yeah.
Well, back when you first started going, Luigi's was not even honking. It was your flying tires. So yeah, that wouldn't have a song overlay on it. But now that you add in the song overlays to Mater's Jingle Jamboree and Luigi's Joy to the Whirl, like that takes it up to the next level. But even one of the best moments during the Christmas season, every night Cars Land has at dusk has the lighting as where it transitions from day to night. But at Christmas it feels even more poignant with the extra lighting around.
Yeah. I love it. Also, don't forget Guardians of the Galaxy, Santa After Dark.
How could I forget about Santa After Dark? It's perfect, but
they have to rescue Santa from the collector. Come on.
Well, I mean, in this sense, please give them ideas.
I would love that, actually.
Ridiculously awesome. So
Space Mountain Christmas overlay, make it happen.
Yeah. It could be like that could very much happen if they use like Prep and Landing and you were like on a rocket trying to follow Santa or something like that to give him something back.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah,
I
think that would be cool. Like I imagine hearing like Jingle Bell Rock or some really intense like I don't know who's the people that we like that not Mannheim Steamroller, the other one.
A Trans-Siberian
Orchestra?
Trans-Siberian
Orchestra, jam some of that through there. I'm on board.
Yeah, I feel that Lenny and the other elf from Prep and Landing are completely underutilized besides our awesome show Jingle Bell Jingle Bam that we have, but I would take that. So moving back out of Cars Land, of course Buena Vista Street is spruced up a little bit for the holiday season.
I see what you did there. Spruce like a tree.
Like tree.
Yeah. Nailed it.
And I really love this portion of it because to me Buena Vista Street, the time period it takes place, the late 20s, that is to me like I think that's a classic point in like Christmas decorations and such, and
that's why I love it at Halloween because it does that. It's the same, that cool aesthetic, and so it's nice to see that transfer over into the holiday.
Nothing against Main Street. I think Main Street is absolutely beautiful during those times of the year too, Halloween and Christmas. But to me, Buena Vista Street hits this point where it's not only the visual style of the decorations they choose to put out there, but then also that 30s and 40s holiday music still feels at home in there, even though it might not be during the exact same time period. It's just there's something really special about it. So
It seems a little more intimate at Buena Vista Street, like because it's smaller and not like people are just passing through compared to Main Street where people are kind of taking their time.
Yeah, I completely on board with that. So we've already talked about pretty much all the other entertainment there, including Festival of the Holidays, World of Colors, Seasons of Light, really everything on that. So the last thing to really say too is, the party of course continues into downtown Disney and the hotels. So you can still get in that holiday spirit even if you're not necessarily right in the park. So they do.
I don't know that we mentioned where to meet Santa in California Adventure because he uses his magic to pop back and forth. He's at the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail in California Adventure.
Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember if I said that before, but I just skipped over it.
Sorry.
Nonchalantly, but I appreciate that because I probably did not say that before.
Good luck not getting cold this year.
Yeah, I'm fine with the cold. But Tom, they do a gingerbread house at Grand Californian, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, they recreate the hotel in gingerbread.
Yeah, it's
traditionally
very cool. And then Disneyland Hotel, the last couple of years they didn't they do the little like photo area that they always had it set up where it was like a retro vintage set up off to the corner to the right by Fantasia shop. Yeah. So you can kind of get in the holiday spirit there too. And Trader Sam's, of course, jumps into the holiday spirit with special Christmas music that they have looped in there, and then they always bring back their holiday drinks, and they already leaked that there will be a new mug this year.
Is it the elephant?
No, the elephant is gone. The leak, they accidentally put up on Shop Disney a pin that showed that it is it's kind of like a Jungle Cruise skipper nutcracker looking
that's cool
design. So based on the fact that they released the tiki pin for the Hatbox Ghost this year, and that was the mug they redid, that's the main thought is, okay, they're releasing this little pin. They pulled it from the Shop Disney site, so you couldn't see it. After it went away, but that was the idea that this is going to be the mug for this year. So very, very cool. And does Paradise Pier do anything for holidays, really?
I don't. Nothing specific that I can think of. I'm sure they'll have a tree, but not anything big like the other two.
Okay, very good.
But yeah, I mean, you never know though, because like this year they went all out for Halloween with that huge Ursula in the lobby. So,
well, you'll just have to go check it out while you're there for us, please. Just pop in, just stick your head in, see it, take a photo. It'll be fine. Move on. It's all good. Okay, so that is it for our preview of what you can expect this holiday season at Disney California Adventure, and that is basically it for this show, with the one exception that to plug our little Craftsman video that we have coming out.
I'm in a bad mood.
Yeah, now's your time to explain it. Rhino, do you even remember what you had that you were in a bad mood over?
It was what Morgan wanted to. Oh, it was the truffle mac and cheese. We all ordered things that we wanted, so I don't know. Each other wanted, so I don't know why we just didn't order what we wanted. But it wasn't even the sandwich. It was a lot. There was a lot going on.
It was the worst service I think we've ever experienced at any Disney restaurant.
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be so bad, except that was the second time Morgan and I had been there, and it was the same horrible service the second time around. So, yeah.
It's a fun video.
It is a fun video to the point that, like, I mean, I think our group was kind of just irritated. Rhino and I got a beer, and but Kylie had to walk up to the bar.
Kylie went to get them,
because our server just wouldn't bring it back, and they were. We
started. I don't do this often, but I put the stopwatch on my phone to see how long it was between visits, and it was about 20 minutes each time. So
yeah, it was absolutely insane. And I just want to, while we are in a bad mood in the video, in the recap and putting it forward, I want to just say, like, we definitely did not take it out on our server. We didn't.
Oh no, gosh no.
So I just want to make that clear with it, that we, like, it was a thing where as our group, we were just kind of baffled over how bad it was. Maybe shame on us for not talking to a manager and saying like, hey, we noticed this was an issue, but
there were 4 tables there, and there was like 6 servers. That was the weird part. So
it wasn't even
not
that
saying
close to close.
that server was the
Yeah, it was
problem,
close to
but
closing.
like, because where's the food,
Yeah.
but the beer and whatever.
Yeah, it's just it might be it seems like it's a flawed concept there, that it's been open now for months. They should have their feet under them at this point, and they don't.
Some
And-
sort of disconnect going on.
Yeah, and I feel like everyone was just kind of like okay on their food. Like I had nachos that was promised to me as the world's largest nachos, and they were, and I ate the entire bowl without any issues, and that is also why I'm fat. But just one reason why I'm fat. But they were perfectly fine. Tried bites of other people's food, and it was all perfectly fine. But overall, it was just
It was sad that Kylie was our best server and she was a guest there.
Yeah. It was a very bizarre experience for some place that I know Rhino and I have been hyping up in our
Yeah.
heads for so long.
Yep.
I don't think it's a thing where we hyped it up so high that it couldn't live up to expectations. We were expecting a bar and the experience you would get at any other bar. How Trader Sam's has it so well down to a T that like even we showed up to Trader Sam's one night and they served us down in an area that we shouldn't have been in, and our server got in trouble for it. But
that
still
was
did
lame.
it anyways. Yet the hassle we went through with Craftsman was just so interesting. So I highly recommend watching that video. Like I said, it'll be up alongside this show, and it is.
Bring your popcorn.
Yeah, it's interesting. So now that is it for this show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we will be back again with you next week for another episode. Again, thank you to the California folk out there, and thank you for Rhino in here. Thank you all for listening and watching. We'll see you again next week. But until then, remember what Tom Bell said. Disneyland is always more magical when it's the Christmas season.